Hey guys, this is Mike with rootmarketing.com, and in this video we are going to go over a few core fundamentals. If you own a business, if you plan on starting a business, or if you've already been a business owner for several years, this information could help you out. I absolutely love what I do on a daily basis. We work alongside doctors, dentists, lawyers, nonprofit organizations, and even jumped into the medical marijuana industry recently. It has definitely been a whirlwind of knowledge. I love every step of the way. Anyways, let's get into it. As you guys know, I've been in the real estate game for quite a while now, and a lot of people ask me, how exactly do you manage your time properly with everything that you're doing? What I'm going to show you guys right now is exactly how I run my team and advise all the people that I work alongside with how to run their team. Let's get to it. ROI, which is return on investment, and how to create a predictable revenue stream. Number one, people investing too much effort into the wrong leads. Mess up number two, wasting your time with the wrong prospects. Number three, closers shouldn't prospect. And you might be butting your head against the wall if you're a realtor or a lender, because you guys are wearing a lot of hats. When I see these big corporations making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, they're not doing that themselves. They're having other people do it for them. You might need to do it in the beginning as you're starting up. Just kind of grasp what I'm about to tell you guys. Our target and the different types of lead. What is a definition of a lead in my perspective? A lead is broken down into three different categories, and the three categories are seeds, nets, and spears. What is a seed? A seed is a happy customer that's done business with you in the past and or will continue to do business with you. This person could be an affiliate that sends you business on a daily basis, and it's also a form of inbound marketing. Nets. A net is what companies like Root Marketing does for corporations. It simply places your ad, your product, your service in front of a vast majority of people. So that could be 20,000 people, 30,000 people, 5,000 people. But we're simply wanting a response that, hey, I'm interested in your product. Please send me more information. The conversion rate could be a little bit lower just because of the amount you get. The next one is spears, which is a higher conversion rate, but you get fewer of them. You should be going at these each 100% or even 1,000% each. Just make sure the systems are in place for you to do so. Let's get into the next slide. So the ideal prospect. So what is a prospect? First of all, a prospect is beyond a lead. A lead is just a person asking for information. So once they gather enough information to you, they now become a prospect. So this is a person that's is just one step ahead of a lead. So on the right of this quadrant, you see revenue potential, and on the bottom, you see likelihood of winning. The further right you get, the more likely you're to win, and the higher you get on this quadrant, the more money you'd make. So where I see a lot of companies kind of staying on are these three quadrants right here. This red quadrant is little to no revenue, probably zero revenue, and you're unlikely to do business with this person. So this yellow, you're a little bit more likely to do this business, but there's little revenue. This could be family, friends, cousins that want the homie discount, that want to do business with you, but these guys don't grow your business. I'm not saying don't do business with family, friends, treat them right, but don't base your business off of these people. So on the orange, you usually get a little bit more revenue potential out of these guys, but they're a little bit harder to get as a customer. They either don't want to work with you, or it's harder to convince them, and you spend a lot of time, and by the time you do get them as a customer, you just wasted all this time when you could be talking to other customers, which is this green money zone. So these are people that already like you, or more likely to do business with you, and more revenue. These guys are usually easier to deal with, less hassle, and less headaches. So I want you to get with your team, or even if your team's yourself, who are these customers that you want to target specifically? Do they have certain attributes? Do they have certain habits? Do they have certain characteristics or goals? A big one is goals. I like to deal with goals. Like, hey, if this person doesn't have this type of goal, I don't want to work with him. I don't want to work with goalless people. As mean as that sounds, is they don't really go anywhere. They're kind of like a spur of the moment type of thing, and they're usually more time consuming during the process. That's what I trained my team to do. I was like, the first question to ask them, what are your goals? What are you planning to do? And we'll be able to help you. Next slide is the sales process. So these big corporations, as I learned, whether they're a doctor, lawyer, dentist, or whatever's on the list, they all have basic fundamentals. They break down the sales process into three different categories. So sales development is the first category. Next one is account executives. And the third one is account management. So sales development brings on the oncoming lead or is actively targeting other people, those spears that you want. Incoming leads will be like an example of nets or seeds. Account executives are closing right after they get that qualified opportunity. So they don't transfer over until they give this person enough information to close on that opportunity. So new customers, so once the closer does his thing, it becomes a new customer. It goes to management, and then management basically handles that client, whether it gives them the service, the product, or whatever you may be giving to that person, and makes the client's experience overall happy. Lead with revenue. Extremely, extremely, extremely important. Ask yourself, how much moolah do you want to make in a year's time frame? So in my case, it's $100,000 I want to make a year. So I divide that $100,000 into a monthly goal, and then I break that down into a daily goal, which is how I get that equation. Anyways, 100,000 divided by 12 is 8,333. Divide that into 30, or if you only work business days, divide it up into 20. In my case, I'm going to divide it up into 30. That equals $277 a day. And profit per product, this could either be the profit or the entire revenue of the product itself, depending on how you want to do this equation. So let's say my product costs, or I make $150 per product. So in order for me to make $277 a day to make my $100,000 a year goal, I need to sell 2 $150 products a day. Next step, I need to figure out how many leads I need to get to convert one. Some people have low conversion rates, some people have high conversion rates. This all depends on your closer and the first part of that equation, which is the person that opens and gathers the information for you. So let's say I have a 10% conversion rate. Out of every 10 leads, I close one. To make this equation or my $100,000 a year goal a reality, I need 20 leads a day to close two closed deals a day, which would be $300 a day. I would be just slightly over my goal to hit $100,000 a year. So these are just some common questions to ask yourself at the end of this. So how many leads are you generating currently? How many of these leads are turning into customers? What referral system do you have in place for returning customers? Are you asking for more customers at the end of everything? Because more than likely they have friends, family, cousins that need your product or service as well. And if they like working with you, their chances are the people around them want your product as well. So considering all that, what is your expected growth considering your conversion rate now? And what is your return on investment? So every time you speak to a marketing person, say, hey, you have to give them your plan. And if you don't have this plan, a good marketer will write that out for you. Say, hey, based on what your product is worth, I could show it to this many people and we could break down the system from there. And if you have any questions, again, my name is Mike with Root Marketing, and feel free to DM me, contact me with any information you guys need.